Because when you say she's trying to put the square peg round hole, I take issue with that.
I said round peg, square hole, but you can.
Is it not the same damn thing?
A round peg is different than a square peg. They're different shaped pegs, moron.
The idea behind us. I certainly appreciate being. You said moron, right?
Of course, I said moron.
Yeah, that's great. So just mid discussion, you don't want someone that you're aligned with to think good things about themselves, because then they will be like, I don't know why I'm hanging with this guy.
I don't think that's what happened. My wife, Martha, came over here and was having a conversation with you without me. And then,
in fairness to Martha, the conversation was happening because you weren't prepped for mates, which is where you are, folks. You're on the great podcast, Michael and Tom Eat Snacks, mates with my good friend, Michael Ian Black.
And my good friend, Tom Cavanaugh. She came over here. She was having a little conversation with you as I was organizing. I had to get my Spaceman headphones, which I got.
I like your Spaceman headphones.
Thank you. And towards the end of the conversation, I said to you, isn't my wife pretty? And then you said she's beautiful, and that was fine. And then you said, tell Martha I said she's beautiful. And I said, absolutely not. Because
why? That's the question.
Because she already prefers you to me. And the last thing I need to do is start handing out compliments from you to her willy-nilly, because that threatens my position as head of the household.
Let's examine the fact that your position as head of the household is threatened by the fact that I say, because let's play the scenario out. You say, Tom thinks you're beautiful. Tom says you're beautiful, right?
Right.
And then she's like,
she doesn't even say a word. She's just out the front door.
Oh, she's coming to me?
Yeah, of course she is.
Oh, she's going to be
like, she is.
And then like all the legalese, she'll follow that up, or it's just a kind of a day whim?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't want to open that can of worms?
Of course not. Let me just tie the bow on this thought, because what I know about you is she's going to come over there and you're going to be, charming and funny and all the rest of it. And then, she's going to be like, well, what do I want to go back to that jerk for?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
But let's play this out a little bit further. I'm no great shakes, and you live in like a celebrity circle. So if she's got this consideration for someone of my ilk, like I can only imagine, as you're like rubbing shoulders with all the fancy people that you do, this must be a weekly occurrence for you. Like, Jesus Christ, what about Blitzer?
Well, Blitzer's just down the road. Blitzer's the one who found this house for me. He was like, buddy, you got to check out this house. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to move. I'm in Savannah.
Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
And then you're like, all right, well, the guy, if he's the star of Mission Impossible, I can't really I should check out the house at least.
Yeah. And I did. And I owe Wolf.
And I know what happens next. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I know what happens next. Now he's like, shall we drive down to do our show together?
Right.
And you're like, I'm going to take the train. And then the next week he's like, well, let's commute down to the city together. And
right. It is so weird when Wolf does the voice. Yeah. It is so weird when he does the voice.
He's like, hello,
because you never expect to hear that from him.
Hello, Michael. It's Dub Blitzer. And I expect that we'll be on the road tomorrow at 6, coffees in hand. Right?
Yes.
And you're kind of like, I'm already over there lying through your teeth. I'm already down in the city. Right. And at some point, you're going to have to take a ride in with Blitzer.
I know. And which, by the way, I'd be fine with doing that. I'd be fine commuting, doing the carpool.
Insist on stopping off at that thing on the way down by the 34 and you're going to be like, all right, we got to get snacks.
Let's get snacks.
And Blitzer will be like, snacks.
Right.
And then you punch him out again.
Because all right.
Go ahead.
And I'm not just being diplomatic, because this is gonna be on the air. Like, these are my honest feelings. I like Wolf. I like him. Like, we get along. We have a good relationship. He's the one that found this house for me, and I like spending time with Wolf.
Right.
However, and I would say this to him. I mean, I'm basically saying this to him now because I know he watches. When he does the voice.
Hello, Michael.
Yeah, when he does the voice, I'm just like, dude, you know what I mean? Like, you're just, it's annoying.
Yeah, you want him to just be his regular voice?
I just want him to be his regular Wolf Blitzer self. But he wants to. It's not. And if it was just the voice, I'd be like, okay, I can put up with it. But it's everything. It's the meerschaum. It's the ascot. It's the monocle. I'm like, bro, what are you even doing? And you know when this started.
When his parents named him Wolf Blitzer?
Maybe. When I noticed the change is when they were casting Downton Abbey, Wolf was like, oh, I'm gonna go in for Lord of the Manor because I I'm an actor. I see the breakdowns, blah 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 blah. I wasn't going in for it. Why would I? It's Downton Abbey. It had nothing to do with me, right? But I saw it and I mentioned it to him. He said, oh, I should go in for the patriarch of the family. And it's like I think they're probably gonna go British.
This is a discussion happening in the CNN green room or something, like where he's like, I should go in for Downton
I think we're
Abbey.
in the cafeteria. We're in the cafeteria.
And you're like, you know what? I think they're probably gonna. You're just trying to. You're doing
I'm trying to head this thing off at the pass.
You're being a mensch. You're like,
I'm trying to be.
This probably won't.
I say to him, I think they're going to go British, and I think they're probably going to hire an actor. You know what I mean?
When you tell a person, a famous person, that they're going to go British, they're like, I do British.
Exactly.
They're probably going to hire an actor. Who can't act?
Exactly.
Like it's tough.
And he wasn't. But if it had just been like. If he had just been a little bit, I don't know, dismissive of it and be like, oh, who I can act, I would have been like, okay, well, whatever you say, go in for the audition, fine. But it wasn't that. It was he felt compelled to perform like a schoolboy rendition of the Brutus speech from Julius Caesar.
Oh. Or when he went in the room
to the whole cafeteria. To the whole cafeteria. And so I mean, it's Wolf Blitzer. So what are they going to do? Throw tomatoes at him and be like, "You suck." No, it's
standing O.
Yes,
it's the winter discontent. Oh,
yes,
do it.
Yes, everybody stands, and I'm like, you have, and I have to do it too. And I'm like, you have no idea the monster you just created. You have no idea. So ever since then, he's been doing the fucking voice. I don't even know if he auditioned or not. I don't even know if he did that.
He's like, they responded to something, and clearly it must have been my elocution, and I thus must adopt this voice, I guess, right? He's going home from the commute, and he's like, brought the house down today.
It's just it just turned into a whole thing, and I've tried to talk to him about it.
Oh boy,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is how I frame it. I'm like, if he does the voice or whatever, I'm like, I'll say something like, Wolf, you're so good at reading the news. Like, like everybody respects you when you do the news.
Yeah.
Like that, like you're such a good journalist, you're such a good reporter. And it's such a strength of yours, and he, Wolf, he laps that up. He just like, he's like more, it's like you're giving him a belly rub, And I said, when you act, you're good. Like obviously you're good, but what I think distinguishes you from everybody else is the news reading. He can't even hear it. He can't even
Could
hear
you
it.
not say some version of the only role anyone knows you from besides the CNN cafeteria people is from Mission Impossible when you played yourself reading the news?
That's what I said. I said you're so good. You're not, you're comfortable in front of a camera and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
He's like, well, did you see me in Mission Impossible? And he rattled off a couple others that I did. And I said, yes. And what did you play in Mission Impossible and the others? He goes, I played Wolf Blitzer doing the news. I said, exactly. That's what people know you for. But he's like, and then he goes, but I wasn't Wolf Blitzer. I was the character of Wolf Blitzer. And I go, yeah, but bro, like, all of us watching, we can't distinguish between those two.
And he says, thank you.
He's yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He's like, thank you.
And then he's like, and now I'm going to do the character of Lord Granville. And I'm like, Jesus, bro.
How's the character of Lord Granville? Is it
very similar? It's the meerschaum, it's the monocle, it's the voice. It's the voice.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I love the guy. Don't get me wrong. I love the guy.
No,
Yeah.
it's clear. It's clear because nobody tries to dissuade another person from doing something that they dearly want to do unless it's their good friend.
I like to think I'm his good friend.
Yeah.
You know?
He says as much. He every time I see him at any event, he's like, "Now don't steal that fellow away from me." You know, and I'm like, no. He's like, "I see what you're doing there, crafty, but don't steal him away from me."
Which
I'm
brings
like,
us full circle, because that's what I'm afraid is going to happen if I start telling Martha
oh, right.
how beautiful you think she is.
Well, if Wolf were to say it, that'd be one thing. Also, he's right down the street.
Mike and Tom eat snacks on the internet.
We never even picked a snack.
Well, that's right. We haven't.
I'm going to reach in. I'm going to grab the first thing.
Okay. I'll do
I got
the
a
same.
bag. I got a bag of snacks. All right. The first thing that I got. Oh, well, it's a big one. That makes sense.
Is it pink?
It's pink. You want to do that one?
I think we got to do that. Oh, wow. I think that's what we got to do.
I'm very curious about this. I've never heard of it, and it really strikes me. The first thing that strikes me is on the bag, and in a blue circle. You see what it says there?
Yeah, they're taking a real shot.
Oh, they're taking a shot. Should we just get to it?
Let's get to it. You know what? Let's get to it because they're taking a shot.
You want to announce it?
I do want to announce it today.
Right.
On what? Go ahead.
I was echoing.
Echoing. Wow. There's so much. I'm eager to share this with the viewers, and I don't think that we've determined whether they are or not. So today on Mike and Tom Eat Snacks, we bring you Khloud Protein Popcorn. Khloud Protein Popcorn.
Considering you're in the situation room where nuclear information from around the world arrive in one place simultaneously. One quick question: you want to be president of the United States?
I've never heard of this brand.
Yep.
It's brand new, I think. And
man,
they're taking a shot. They're really taking a shot with this. You called it. First of all, that you got the name correct, because I was looking at this Khloud,
that's
and of
their
course
first
it's
shot.
Khloud. Right. Of course it's Khloud, but I'm looking at it and I'm thinking Khloud, Kahir. Like I'm thinking it's a Middle Eastern name or something.
The graphic clouds didn't clue you in right away.
You know why?
You were like Khloud.
Because I was looking at the graphics, and keep in mind, I had just grabbed it. I hadn't inspected. I was thinking these were popcorn when just out of the corner of my eye. Don't they look like popcorn?
They are. They could be popcorns too. I think you're right.
Khloud is how I was thinking it should be pronounced. But Cloud is obviously correct.
Well, don't tell Martha, but I instantly knew it was Cloud. What's interesting about this thing, so you see the very top, Magic? Good stuff, zero fluff. So these people are like, I mean, they're, first off, I like the design. I will say that. I like the design. I think the name is terrible. If you're just going to go Cloud, call it Cloud. I assume it's somebody's name. But
here's the thing.
Go ahead.
You can't just call it Cloud. You can't call it Cloud.
Oh, I got something.
Because
here.
if you do that, when somebody's like, oh, I'm going to look up that great popcorn we had on the internet, and what's their website? You got a problem. Because you type in Cloud, and you got a problem.
If you look at the back at Cloud, we believe that nutritious should still be tasty. They don't even nutritious what they don't say. But anyway, just to go on, it is signed with Cloud. You can expect more from your snacks. Love, Chloe.
Oh, I see.
Chloe. Chloe accent aigu.
All right. So this is Chloe, but here's what. Here's what I don't understand. She says at Cloud, we believe that nutritious should still be tasty, but it's just signed Chloe. It's just singular.
Yeah, I feel she may
Cloud,
be a little.
I believe
she might be dominating the company a little bit.
I feel like maybe a little bit. I'm not
people. We're trying to make the best snack that's ever been made. That's the bar we're setting. That's the bar we are setting. Okay, Chloe. It's Chloe.
Okay, Chloe.
Chloe.
Okay, Chloe. This is a trend in all things, not just foods, not just snacks, all things. When companies put their mission statement on the packaging. I don't care about your mission statement. I don't believe you. I don't want to hear it. Does it taste good? That's what I want to know.
Does it taste good?
Don't tell me we believe that nutritious should still be tasty. Is there a company out there that's going, you know what? Here at Dave, we don't believe that I have a hard time saying it. Nutritious should be tasty. We want our nutrition to taste like crap over at Dave.
There was a guy who was a spokesman for a thing, and you'll probably know it. Like it was a lozenge, or it was a something that, and it was like
It was a what? A lozenge?
a lozenge.
A lozenge?
Yeah, a lozenge.
Did Chloe name that?
The thing was this, and you'll know, it was like, it tastes terrible and it works.
Mhm.
That was their catchphrase.
Right. Okay. That's Fisherman's Friend.
Yes.
I believe.
Yes. Well,
Tastes terrible. Works.
Well done.
Because they're selling something else there.
Yeah,
They're
okay.
setting a medicinal
not a
product.
snack. Right.
No, it's not a snack. It's a medicine. It's you feel bad. You take this, coats your throat. Yeah, it tastes like shit. Of course, it tastes like shit, but you'll feel better.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like they're capitalizing on the fact that from growing up, kids have had to ingest stuff, and it's like, no, yeah. And then you're like, here, follow it with some orange juice. But then it works. So they're like, okay, this is a different thing. A couple of kudos to Chloe. I think the packaging is good. I do not like the name. It's trying way too hard. But this whole thing, like you say, this trend is people on the sidelines going like, well, how could we get in? Right? We're not on the list. We're waiting, and we're hoping for drop-in tickets. And how can we get in? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
This thing's been sold out for decades.
for 100%. And there's no,
Last person that got in was Smart Food. They were the last ones in.
yeah, Smart Food.
Then they locked the door behind them.
Smart Food set a high bar for Chloe and the folk, because they're like, everyone's like, look at Smart Food, look at Sex, Lies, and Videotape. Why can't you? Look at Blair Witch Project. You're like, all right, there's a way in, and this is what you have to follow. And Chloe they're right down the middle of the road. They're like, okay, well, we have our ticket stub, and we're hoping to get into Saturday Night Live, and we're waiting in the cold, and we want to get in there, and here's our shot. This packaging, and we can't get in if we're just going to be popcorn. Smart Food did that, and they closed the door, as you said. But protein popcorn. Who doesn't want to feel a little less guilty, right? Who doesn't want to feel like, actually, it's a kind of a healthy snack.
I'm not snacking.
I had a big week, and now it's the weekend. And you know what? I'm not giving up on these New Year's promises that I made. I'm snacking healthy. As a matter of fact, I'm mostly popcorn is air, and then there's protein added. And so this is the healthiest it's going to be. I mean, Smart Food did that early on, and now these people are trying to amp up and use the trampoline of the Smart Food model to get themselves into the party.
They're doing something else, which I don't dislike. I don't, and it kind of snaps the thing into focus for me. Khloud's whole deal. You'll notice on the back, right next to the alarming words, contains coconut and milk.
Made with coconut and olive oils on the top.
Yeah, I'm not expecting that. I don't know what the milk is. Oh, that's the protein. But then right next to it says proudly women owned and operated. So
Well,
that sort of snaps everything into focus.
Yeah,
that's what we're all about here.
Yeah, that's That's what we're.
I mean, we'll pick a snack, we'll eat a snack, we'll rate a snack. That's what we do.
That's not what we're
about. What we're about is
respect for women.
Respect for women. So finally, we've got Khloud Protein Popcorn, women owned, women operated. They threw some protein in there. They threw some coconut in there. And look, as a radical feminist poet as I am inclined now to give Khloud a shot. I'm going to open it up.
Well, no. Let me stop you right there, because even though a radical feminist poet that you are, like that's ingrained in your being and how you present, but also, even if this weren't women owned and operated, I know you play it straight. You'd give it a shot. You would open that bag and you would give it a shot. You would play it straight. This just adds to the veneer of respectability that this bag brings to us. There's a number of things that I think are worth noting. It's gluten-free. That's a huge thing, I think. So they're like, how about protein? And then someone wrote, how about gluten-free? So
I suspect all popcorn is gluten-free other than cheese. Oh no, even cheese. Gluten's a wheat thing.
Still,
so.
though.
No,
Still,
I mean, you got to give them kudos.
You put it on the kudos for that. And then also on the back, it's got a clean label purity award. I don't know what that is, but here's another thing. This thing is made in Los Angeles. So, that's that's a bastion of health as you and I know it. It's why we live back east. They've got cloudfoods.com and at Khloud Foods. So you're exactly right. They're avoiding be getting trapped by the web with the cloud with their with their social media.
And also, let's be honest, we talked about it. Like, if they just called it Cloud, Cloud, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. We'd be like, okay, Khloud Popcorn, good enough. But now we're going over the name, we're spelling it, we're on their website, we're doing the whole thing. So you have to say to yourself, all right, maybe it threw me for a loop in the beginning, but now I'm into it.
Sure, I also feel it's a bit of a vanity project, which doesn't sway me. You know,
I didn't want to say it.
We have to say it. We have to call it out because there's a lot of people in the factory going like, when they say where they work and what they do, they're like, oh, Cloud. And they're like, no, it's KH. What? Oh, like Cloud? And they're like, yeah,
you got to understand.
The woman who runs it, that's her name is
Her
Chloe.
name is Chloe.
Yeah. And they're like,
she
pronounces
it Chloe. She pronounces it Chloe.
Yeah. So there's that conversation is a daily for the people that work there.
Yeah.
And it probably isn't something that they're having a great time. They're having a brunch with some friends, and they're all talking about what's someone doing. Oh, did you hear that? Janet got the position at Marist. Oh, this is great. Like we're doing, everyone's kind of, and how are things with you, Macy? And she's like, oh yeah, Macy's working at Cloud. What's Cloud? And then as soon as you hear Cloud, you're like, oh, you're in tech, and it's like, no, it's a popcorn company. And then, which would be fine if you were like, she's over at Smart Food. She's the brand.
Everybody knows Smart Food.
Everyone's Smart Food.
Yeah.
Oh, great. But as soon
there's always in the door, Smart Food.
35 seconds of their life daily where they have to just sort of run by the vanity project from the person who ran it. It doesn't mean this isn't going to possibly be a great snack. But
exactly right.
There is something to that conversation that the people who work there have to do every day that doesn't float my boat exactly.
When I said I'm going to give it a shot, of course I would give any snack a shot, but I was admitting to a bias, and I should have been more explicit about that. I was admitting to a pro bias towards this women-owned company, but that cannot play into my ratings, as you know, because I do play it straight. I am going to open Cloud. Opens well, has a nice snap. The flavor, the smell is pronounced. And keep in mind, I don't know if they have multiple flavors, but this is the sweet and salty kettle corn, and it's got 7 grams of protein.
Do me a quick favor. Mm-hmm. Take a look into your bag.
Yeah.
Just look. You see how it's a quarter full?
Yeah. Look, I can't blame Cloud for that. That's just shipping and handling.
You know what? I think Chloe might be like, look, you idiot. Talking to me now. You're. I think people like you more than they like me, but looking at me, she's like, you idiot.
Not my wife.
No, not your wife likes me more. That's
right.
But that's a whole different thing. So I think Chloe is probably listening or watching this podcast going, idiots. It has to be denser than the normal popcorn, you idiot, because we've got protein. Right. We're lacing it with protein. We're like, it's a heavy, and in fairness to them, when you hold the bag, it carries more weight than your normal like Smart Food or popcorn bag. It seems to me, and that must be the protein. So once again, we've castigated our own selves for them, which is nice of us. Hopefully, the other thing I want to say before I jump in is, Smart Food was the white dusting, right? And it's quite a bold move to go sweet and salty, because it occurs to me that if you protein dusted Smart Food, some kind of cheese thing, and maybe Cloud does that, but if you protein dusted like your normal popcorn, it'd probably be easier to just have it taste like popcorn. When you protein dust sweet and salty, that must be a more difficult task. So I'm very curious to see how well they did, and like good kudos to them for trying that, because I think that's John. I'm going in.
I am too. Now I'll note on the back it does say that it's got no artificial flavors or colors, it's got no fillers or fake stuff, no unhealthy seed oils, and then it says no weird aftertaste. So sometimes when you add protein to something, it can create a weird aftertaste. Tom has now swallowed. I'm gonna go in there.
Mm-hmm. You drop some.
Okay. I feel like I understand. I feel like I get it. I know where we are. I'm located. The geocache has been found. And I just need to have a little bit more. to get the full experience. I'll be honest, as I'm eating, the sine wave, it's going up and down. It's not a smooth line for me right now.
Correct. I'll get into detail.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing that I think that the Khloud folk will be happy to hear is just that instantly I'm like, oh, good, that's good. And that's nice. That's a good baseline. Then it's like, well, the middle section of your bite is denser and with a more muted taste. That's the protein coating, or that's the protein effect, is maybe a better way of putting it.
Exactly.
And then they finish strong with a kind of a sugary, salty mix that makes you want to take the next bite. When you took your first bite, I took 3 in a row. Now, in fairness to any snack, if I want to revisit it 1, 2, 3 times before even opening my gob, that's a solid positive indicator.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to add on here?
I do. I wanted to finish my mouthful. I think you correctly identified all the different components of the particular sine wave, the amplitude and the down part. What's the down part of a wave called? There's the amplitude and the
nadir?
Maybe.
No,
I'm gonna look it up. What's the opposite of amplitude?
The valley, we should have that. We should know that. We have a couple of us have science degrees.
Yeah, I know.
But mine's biology.
It's not telling me.
Of the wave, we should know.
I mean,
like,
if Amaya was doing her job, she would have already had the information.
Amaya's like, it's just an hour. Like she's
so annoyed.
She's repeating it. She's on repeat. It's just an hour. It's just an hour. Just an hour.
Shit. I'm on the wrong thing. I'm about to. I see. Okay.
Don't
cancel.
delete this. Don't delete this recording. This is our best one yet.
Oh yeah. Okay. Best one yet. Okay. Opposite. I had to go to a different window.
This is the one where Tom stole your wife.
Oh.
That's what people are gonna like remember it as.
I'm not gonna look it up because I'm afraid I'm gonna lose the window. All right.
Doesn't
matter. But I'm getting a little tripped up with the Khloud protein dust, which, by the way, they call cloud dust, spelled KHLOUDDUST, and that is trademarked. Here's the thing, and it's not their fault. Look, Khloud, as you said, Chloe has spent years in R&D on this thing. She's been reading the trades. She's been studying the trends. She's been she probably took a marketing class. Like she's done it. She's at home, making popcorn on the stove, and she's saying, "Hey, honey, what do you think about this?" And her partner's like, "Yeah, it's good. I really like it. I mean, I put some protein dust on." Years of this, years. And I think the Khloud dust that she came up with is probably the best of the batch. The problem is, it
mutes.
It mutes, doesn't it? But it also has a distinct
density
texture at the end of it. I mean, the beginning and the end of it, where it just sort of I feel like it's kind of melting on my tongue in a way that I don't really like.
Mike and Tom eat snacks on the internet.
I'm going to try to get back in there and see if I can identify this a little bit better. It's good popcorn. I'm not sure about the Khloud dust. I'm really not.
To which people would say, then don't get the protein popcorn. Like,
but then you're not getting Khloud. That's Khloud's whole deal.
Well, someone who's going to select it is like, you know what? Pretty good. And also protein, right?
Right.
Never mind the fact that you could like knock back 7 grams of protein, with one scoop away. Oh, this guy's going down. This guy's going down. This is why they're going to remember the podcast. This is going to be like the avocado.
It's the Khloud dust. It's the Khloud dust.
It can't be unfair. It's not their fault. Like, you don't know how to eat. Like, you can't blame them.
I'm a snackologist. I know how to eat.
I did this thing again where I took a second round, and I had the exact same experience where no, I just want normal. I don't want this. This middle part is I don't like it. And then it finished strong. I wanted to go back in.
It finishes strong.
Good for them. Like, I mean, I have to say, like, it's like writing a script. You and I do that, and it's like, this scene makes me want to go to the next scene, And so, yeah, I have to say, in terms of wanting us to come back, it's a very interesting snack that way, isn't it? Where you're like, normally we're like, yeah, nope, or yeah. Whereas this thing's got a bunch, like you said, like the line does it. I kind of like that. I like the challenge. I like trying to identify. I like, when we rate it, trying to be fair, to them. Like, and once again, like as I'm speaking, I'm like, I haven't had some for a while. I need to have some again.
I'm going back too. Look, it tastes good. All in all, it tastes good. And the fact of the matter is,
Can I pop in there?
please.
Pop in there. It's a popcorn joke.
Oh, it's the
Popcorn.
Cloud Dust.
Popcorn, Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know. Amaya will look it up whether we've done it or not done Popcorn, Indiana. I believe we
I don't
have.
think so.
No, I think we have early on because
I mean, yeah, we did it. Totally.
I knew a guy who started it, and I think it rated really highly. And there's different kinds. There's movie popcorn that Popcorn Indiana has all these kind of things. I don't even know if Popcorn Indiana if he's still running it, but he definitely started it. He was a hoops guy, and the stuff was great. But I do recall with the sweet and salty, like I have no self control when it comes to a snack.
That's right.
Like, and so that whole bag is gone, and I'm like, yow, 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 yow.
Wait.
Yow.
Why are you saying? But why are you saying? Because you got a sugar high?
So high. So yeah, because I
Okay.
can't stop eating it and I like it.
Right.
And it's like when you put the thing in your mouth, it's just a giant coating of sugar. It's like a kid with cotton candy. Like it's just right. And I don't necessarily enjoy that much as I enjoy the snack. I don't like the fact thinking like I might not make it to the next 5 minutes.
But again, that's your fault.
The safe, sure.
Mhm.
I don't blame anyone else but myself. But I'm just saying about the effect of this is almost like they've got like the safety on with the protein. They're like, you're okay, kid. Like, we know you can't control yourself. We know you're probably going to knock back this whole bag, but it's not going to be all bad. You're not going to dive through the plate glass window out the boat. You're not diving through the plate glass window out the boat on this one, son. Right?
When you say dive out the plate glass window,
but you're not. My point is, you're not diving through the plate glass window out the boat on this one, right? I'm saying you're not doing that.
I understand, but I'm just trying to understand the setting. You're on a boat.
Yeah, you're on the Carnival Cruise boat, and
okay, you're on a boat.
You're on the boat
eating the popcorn. Okay.
Yeah.
So they sell individual bags of Indiana popcorn on the cruise ship?
Anything you want on a cruise ship, man. Anything you want. What do you want?
I just feel like on a cruise ship, there aren't like convenience stores where you go and, am I wrong?
You're on the wrong cruise ship, man. You need to be on on the higher end cruise ship. Anything you want. You want popcorn Indiana? They'll run a crate to your door. They're like, they crowbar it open. They're like, what flavors you want? They're tossing you bags, right? And you're like, are you in the ballroom? Zig, 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 zig.
Are they sending a tender out with the popcorn, or they just already have?
You can have Tinder on the boat.
No,
Anything
you're not
want.
understanding.
I'm
sorry, I'm using a nautical term that you're not understanding.
Any kind of
you don't get it. You don't get
prostitute. Anything.
it. You don't get it, bro. You don't get it.
I'm saying anything you want. The captain will come on down and have a dance with you, pants off. You can do anything you want. Like on the good cruise, captain's like, hey, you're needed downstairs in suite. You got to be in one of the better suites, but suite 901, 901-2, right? Shared room, door between the two. But you're like, and bam, you're through the plate glass window, and you're into the Atlantic or the Pacific, as wherever it may be.
I gotta say, you're making sound effects. You're doing your monologue.
Am I?
And it's great.
I didn't even notice.
I'm loving it. But as I'm listening, I'm eating the popcorn. I'm eating the damn Cloud popcorn.
Yeah. That's one of the things about a movie. It's like, how was the movie? It was okay. You know what? Or is that the Twizzlers and the Smarties and Milk Duds and the popcorn and the popcorn's like you're just sitting there like at the end of like a 4-hour Avengers movie going like, it was great, I think it was great. The Avengers one at the end. And you're just like, whoo, man, I went this, that, like, look at you. You're just like, your head down, hand in the bag. You're like, this guy, I hope this guy keeps talking.
I'll tell you why. I'm trying to understand a little bit more. I'm trying to understand the context of when I'm going to be sitting down with a bag of Cloud. Is it going to be during a movie? Am I going to be just mindlessly munching on something late at night? And if so, is Cloud the bag I'm going to go for, or am I going to go for some other sweet and salty popcorn?
Well, I feel we're getting into ratings now when you start talking.
I feel like we might be.
All right, then.
All right. Ratings! You got it. It's really throwing me, you know? It's really throwing me.
But look at you.
Look,
You're
maybe
eating
I'm
as
not
you,
the audience.
You're eating as you
Maybe
talk.
maybe I'm just not the audience. I mean, look, this is
Well,
women owned and operated.
You're women owned and operated.
I am women owned, that's for sure. You know, I'm the market. I would think they would want anybody to enjoy this. And here's the thing. You're trying to, Chloe, what you're trying to do here is you're trying to put the round peg into the square hole. Nobody's coming to popcorn for protein. Nobody's thinking to themselves, God, I haven't had any protein today. Better open a bag of popcorn. Nobody's thinking that. And you're thinking, Chloe's thinking, I'm going to change that. Now, when people think protein, they're going to think popcorn. I'm going to devote resources and R&D time and money, and I'm going to make this thing. And I think, Chloe, you have largely succeeded. I think you have largely succeeded in your mission. You figured out a way to coat the popcorn with cloud dust, and it's not bad. It's not bad.
Okay.
Is it good? No. I can't say the cloud dust itself is good. The protein element, if I'm teasing out the entire experience, the protein element, which is your calling card, is the weakest element of the popcorn.
Correct.
That being said,
Correct.
you managed to do it. You did manage to jam that round peg into the square hole, and while it doesn't fit perfectly, it does get the job done. I have been eating it as we've been talking. My rating went up 0.5 point in the last 5 minutes because I recognize that I've been eating this throughout. Khloud Protein Popcorn, sweet and salty kettle corn. As I take my final mouthful, 6.5.
That's a pretty solid rating
Mm-hmm.
for a protein popcorn.
Mhm.
I have to say. And look, we play it straight. You say the protein is the weakest part of the Khloud popcorn and of the snack. It's also the defining feature. And in effect, that cancels each other out. Because when you say she's trying to put the square peg round hole, I take issue with that.
I
Because
said round peg, square hole, but you can.
is it not the same damn thing?
A round peg is different than a square peg. They're different shaped pegs, moron.
The idea behind us. I certainly appreciate being, you said moron, right?
Of course I said
Yeah,
moron.
that's great. Well, look, that's a full-fledged check mark for you, like calling your co-host a moron. I enjoy it. I will say this, square peg, the point is the damn things don't fit. That's the point. And you're like, round hole,
Mm-hmm.
square hole, round peg.
Mm-hmm.
My point is only that I don't find that scenario fitting because
Now, is that also a pun?
#fitting. Not
Okay, well, I mean, were you trying to do a pun?
Not that you
that just
noticed.
came?
Remember the pop one that I did earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's not necessarily like, oh, this is like foreign territory. This is a difficult mission that you're undertaking. No, I think what you're not looking at is the walk down the snack aisle of life. In which case, this fits perfectly into that because people are going down and there's an aisle. It's literally an aisle. And what does the aisle say, Magic? Chips, right? So now it's like any walk down this aisle is a step backwards health-wise. Like you can deny that all you want, but
I wouldn't deny it.
You're going to go down that aisle and the other aisles are going to have some merit and something beneficial and health positive. Some of the aisles are going to be spectacular. Others are going to be, this one, the chip aisle, no, sir, right? No, ma'am. And so she's saying, look, let's walk down that aisle and there's popcorn Indiana, there's sweet and salty, there's all these things. There's Cheetos, our number one snack, was the first thing we started with. It's like, this will alleviate some of the guilt that you feel.
That's right.
When you reach for this bag, you're like, it's popped air and, a little sweet and salt and then protein, right?
Mm-hmm.
Never mind the fact that 7 grams of protein, you have to knock back the entire bag to get your 7 grams. And that is not.
No. It's per cup. Per cup.
I'm sorry.
Per serving.
Okay, good. So good for Chloe. That's better. That's much better. So now if I knock back What's the
You
serving?
get 35 grams of protein if you eat the whole bag.
5
That's
servings.
a chicken breast
Oh,
right there.
That's very good. So my bad, and that's good. The other thing is this: the thing that stands the test for me more than anything is like we'll take, cheap pot shots at just about anything we can find, but we're sitting here going, I like it. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that muted thing. Oh, I like to finish. And then we're going right back in. It's the going right back in for me. And I can tell you, Magic, I'm not again something that's a little more healthy for me. Not in the least. Not at the expense of taste, because I'm shallow, but
Yep.
I also, this thing tastes good. The middle section is muted, but it doesn't taste bad. If it tastes bad, and this is a demarcation point, I think, for us. If it tasted bad, that'd be it, right? There'd be no coming back from it. But you're post-rating snacking, and I'm waiting to shut up so I can eat more of this. Khloud Protein Popcorn, sweet and salty, 7.5.
Wow. I'll see you next week.
See you next week.